Hey, it's your girl Nikki St. Clair. And if you haven't been on the planet Neptune, then you already know that we, as the United States of America, has welcomed our 46th president, which is Joe Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, I don't really know how you guys are feeling, but I don't really know how to feel. I don't know how to feel because I don't know what to expect. Um, when you go through the debates and the history of the different people and their checklists and all that they said and they've done to contribute to the problems, uh, trying to, you know, create a solution and knowing that in the end it hurt us as a people, Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, ADOS, whatever you want to call us. It makes us a little bit, well, I'll say it makes me a little bit apprehensive. It makes me apprehensive because, you've got people that are saying, oh, she's not African American, so she's not really for us. And then you got Ice Cube that says, hey, I tried to sit down with them, I tried to create some sort of a dialogue. And they wouldn't hear from him until after the election. Um, and countless press conferences, when asked specifically about us, there was a lot of ambiguity, a lot of gaslighting, um, never really getting to the point with us. And so, because of that, it's kind of like, well, I don't really know what to expect from this specific 4 years. However, when you've been kind of beaten down and you hear all of these things, and then I have to say that the previous president, he was quite a character. He didn't have any love for his wife. There was no chemistry there. He just was really just kind of all about himself, and he did what was good for himself and his friends. All the tax breaks, all the loops, all the spitefulness of undoing what Obama did, as far as anything with Obama's name on it. It really displayed that level of hatred. And it wasn't really about us as a people, but it was just about him scraping the Black man's legacy and scrubbing it away. And then when that level of hate was displayed, it made me, I don't know about a lot of people, but it made me feel powerless. It made me feel like I was in the hands of a horrible stepfather. So now that we have someone new that's going to come into office, it's like, what can be done to us that hasn't already been done? What, I mean, we basically, how much more can we suffer? And if you like I know, a lot of us have suffered. We know what it is to go without. We know what it is to lack thereof, and we know what it is to rise up and be strong and encourage one another no matter what the circumstances are. That doesn't really go to say that our feelings are not important, and just because we're resilient doesn't mean that we deserve to take abuse over and over again. But what I will say is that when I was a kid, I didn't really have any friends. I was a loner. I wanted to kick it with so many people, but I just did not fit in. I just didn't fit in. If I was quiet, I didn't fit in. If I said something, it wasn't funny enough, or it's like, what is she talking about? You know what I mean? I just did not fit in. And, I lived a very lonely childhood. And even though I had a brother and a mother and a stepfather, I was a very, very lonely child until I got one friend. One friend who came to know me and came to understand me, and we got along so great. And I felt like I didn't need anybody. In fact, once I got that one friend, I started to get other friends, but I didn't really know how to be a friend to all. I only knew how to be that one person's friend. And I think that that's why I'm just so big on loyalty, because I just wasn't good at sharing. And I wasn't good at leaving one friend for the other. And when I did have multiple friends, I would take each time with each set of friends. Like, this is my best friend. We like to walk to Wendy's and flirt with boys and take the bus to the mall. And this one is my good friend, and we like to go flirt with the gangsters and, hang out in the room and talk shit and play albums. And then this one over here, she drives, so we're gonna hit up all the parties where I'm not supposed to be at. And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be in some hood I don't need to be in, and I'm gonna flirt with danger a little bit. Everybody had their purpose, and I was loyal to each and every one of them. But when we all got together, it was kind of awkward because it was just like scrambled eggs. And I didn't know which way to go or how to be. And it would be awkward because each of them were really used to being by themselves with me. But I'm saying all that to say is, we as a race, we may feel like we don't have anyone. We might feel alone and out here, abused. We might feel hurt, harmed, or, just scared of what this election is going to bring us, because we have come out of an abusive relationship with 45. But I want you guys to know that we have each other. We have each other. And if we could just find that one friend, that one meeting of the minds, somebody who has the same meeting of the mind. You guys have the same meeting of the minds. If you could just find that one friend, you can talk to that friend, you can pray with that friend. And if you're really about that life, you can do your research to your local politicians and find out what they do, what they're responsible for, and just get involved, you guys. It's really, really time to get involved. We voted Democrat, because Granny said so, Mom said so, and it was just a black abomination to vote Republican. But I really feel like in this election, we found out that there's pros and cons on every side. And I just kept hearing, pick the lesser of two evils. What the hell is the lesser of two evils? Do you want to die of cancer or do you want to die of AIDS? What the fuck? No. So, overall, we knew for a fact there was going to be a winner. And whether you wanted one to win or the other to win, one was going to win. And now that we have a winner, we have to learn how to find out how the system works. We have to learn who's in charge of what. We have to come together and gather our voices so we can be louder and we can be heard. You know, a few months ago, I saw this awesome story about how a group of Black people got together and they bought 92 acres of land. They did that. Sure, we've been taught not to trust each other. We've been taught to keep to ourselves and keep out of trouble. We've even been taught to not tell people our business. But when you divide us, we become weaker. It's hard to be heard. And I'm sure we've all been played in some type of way, even if it was just by your significant other. But you can't let that stop you from dating, and you can't let that stop you from congregating and networking. It's easy to check the track record of people and check their character. But once you get past all of that, when there is a meeting of the minds, you guys, things get done. I'm a firm believer that we can all come together. We can own some things and build on some property and make them want to see about us. You know, unfortunately, money is, they say it's the root of all evil, but money moves things. The Bible says money maketh many friends, but blessed is the poor, you know what I mean, who has no friend. Yeah. And it's just keeping it real, you know. You gotta get on your grind, fix your credit, and come together with like-minded people. Not somebody that's just, you know what I mean, saying they're gonna build a school for the last 7 years and don't do nothing. Or keep cash apping people that just want to regurgitate information and they're not making any movements to take over. But I mean real like-minded people. I was looking at Love and Hip Hop. Now, whether the storyline was fake or real, Chrissy Lampkin, she was actually coming together with Black women, and they were putting their monies together to buy homes and flip them, and everyone got a percentage. And some people might say it was a pyramid scheme, and some people might say, you know, it was a good idea. But ideally, I feel like they had the right, you know, ideally they just had the right idea. It's about owning property. It's about making money, making enough money so that you and yours could be okay for generational wealth. But the first thing starts with you. Work on you. Work on your credit. Work on your character. Work on your reputation. Don't you know a credit report is nothing but your reputation? Is this person trustworthy? Do they pay their bills? Do they pay them on time when they say they're going to pay them on time? You know. And we have to do that with self-inventory. We need to truly look into ourselves and say, am I really worthy to be around people? Am I really, really worthy of being a friend or having genuine friends? Or am I always in competition? Or am I always nitpicking and picking people apart? Am I always not a good listener? Available for people? Am I willing to be inconvenienced for a real true friend? And are they willing to be inconvenienced for me? Excuse me. These are things we need to really, really ask ourselves and take self-inventory. Do I really forgive from the past? I know I was a different person when I was in my 20s versus when I am now in my 30s or 40s. Check on that person that offended you. See if they're willing to change, and try to fix your track record as a person, fix your character, fix your credit, and get with like-minded people. And like-minded people might not always be in the church, y'all, because the church is a hospital for the spiritually ill. And you have a lot of people that are fighting yesterday's devils within, that are honestly trying to be honest with themselves and move forward and be a better person and be and right their wrongs and tie up loose ends. So, you know, I know when I was a kid, I thought, oh, everybody was saved. Everybody was going to heaven that went to church. But as I grew older, I found out there were a lot of drug addicts, pill heads. There were a lot of people struggling spiritually with old habits. And because I thought everybody was going to heaven, but I saw the realness of what was going on, I realized that they were no better than the man that walked in the door that wanted to be saved, you know. And you had a lot of people that paid attention, like me, to people that struggled instead of concentrated on growth. And honestly, I'm saying all of that to say we have to concentrate on what's important. We have to concentrate on growing, okay? The Bible speaks of being a spiritual baby in the spirit realm, you know. Are you a milk baby? Are you a food baby? You know, what are you? Or are you full grown in the spirit? You know, you get a pass. You're going to make mistakes. But after 20, 30, 40 years, you shouldn't be a milk baby, okay? So it's time to grow up. And no matter who's in office, we need to come together. We need to fix ourselves. And then we need to become a force to be reckoned with and just completely take over. We need to help each other. We need to if you're that person that don't even want to tell your home girl or the stranger in the grocery store who braided your hair, or you just want to, somebody really likes your sweater and then you just say, oh, it was a gift, and you know you got it at walmart.com. It's things like that. You ain't ready. But, you know, we need some strong people out here, some each ones teach ones. We need some strong people out here that really want to see others win. You want to see us win, because if you win, I'm going to win. If you get to the door is open, and I know that I could walk through it too. We can all win together. I don't care who's president. I don't care who's not a foundational Black American. I don't care who was, in office with Obama and didn't do nothing for us and all of this. You know what, Black people? We have enough millionaires and enough educated people, and we can form a union on our own and do things for ourselves. I know for a fact, I do makeup. I used to work at MAC. I used to work at Sephora. Perhaps I want to have a makeup class and not charge $1,500. These people are out of their mind. Highway robbery. I have girls right now. I did makeup for them in the prom seasons years ago. They are now makeup artists. You want to be the change. You want to inspire. And you know what's funny? Even Even though I did this young lady's makeup for prom, guess what? She hired me to be her assistant somewhere. Okay? And together we made money. And I'm just letting you know that things could work that way. But you guys, we gotta start reading books. We gotta get off the phones. We have got to fix our credit once again. We've got to stop entertaining the shade room and entertaining this blog and that blog and just get together and do it. Because guess what? Everybody else is getting together and doing it. I heard Funky Dineva say, and I love him. He said that in Miami, the Cubans run Miami. They saw an advantage, the wet foot, dry foot policy. They got over here, and now they own everything. They run it. There's power in numbers. There's power in being diligent. And there's power in unity. Don't get mad. I heard a lot of people were getting mad about Latinos for Trump. And I said this and I posted it and I mean it. So I'm going to say it again. When we were at the clinic, Planned Parenthood, deleting our population numbers, or going to jail, or perhaps being somewhere where we weren't supposed to be, and we know for a fact that we're on probation, we are on parole, and you're around people that don't mean you any good, and you weren't diligent, and stayed out of trouble, ended up going back to jail and being accessories and being in the car that was stolen and all the above while you were making bad decisions. Somebody was coming together and supporting each other and making the right decisions, because it was all about taking over the world. And when you have that mindset, there's power, and people have to ask you politely for shit. You know, I just know for a fact that we can do it. If we put our minds to it, we can definitely do it. Yes, there are going to be struggles. I struggle every day. Here was a few months ago, I went on a diet. I lost 20 pounds. I've gained 15 pounds back. I've been under a lot of stress. I don't know a lot of things, and I'm uncertain about a lot of things, and I was not sleeping well. I was eating unhealthy. I started drinking again. My trainer got into a car accident, so I stopped working out. Whereas I've been working out a lot, enough with him to know what to do with or without him. But I just said, F it. But look, here's another day. Here's another day to set my alarm and write out what I need to do and move forward and do it. And I'm not going to be hard on myself. You don't need to be hard on yourself, but you need to set a plan. Set the alarm and get up and do it. Okay? So, again, you guys be encouraged, whether you got your wish or not, as far as who's in the office. It's not even important anymore. What's important now is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with your life? What are you going to do about your credit? What are you going to do about your character? What are you going to do about your health and your wealth? Take self-inventory, work on yourself, get with like-minded people, set a plan, execute the plan. All right? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm Nikki St. Clair, and I love you all. And don't forget to subscribe, like, You can go down in the comments and tell me what you think. And I will definitely try to come on here a lot more, okay? So I'll talk to you later, and peace.